introduces the episode that way.
Oh boy. So yeah, Grace is bad noodle because she's apparently skipping out on D&D so she can freaking get high. That's great.
No, I promise.
The worst.
I was actually really annoyed. I was like, why are you calling me crying? And she's like, I'm gonna die. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess
I'm gonna die. Hold on, let me take a fat rip of this dab pen real quick.
Oh, don't you ever call that again. No.
a fat rip of this dab.
Oh my gosh. So, last we left our adventurers, our morally gray boys.
Morally gray.
Morally gray and skin of gray.
There's no gray here. It's all gone.
It's all. Hey, it's not pitch black yet. It's
like light black. It's not gray, but it's light black.
You didn't kill.
It's light
you didn't kill. You didn't kill that pregnant lady and her 2 children and those 2 other dudes. 3 other dudes, I think. So good job. By the way,
we are slightly more moral people than we could be.
Don't even start like that. You're basic decent human beings. You're at level 0. That's what every human should be, at least.
Brandon,
Troll.
don't give me too much credit.
I can't let that go to your head. You may actually drop down a level. So they completed the task at Mount Shining. Congratulations, guys.
Yep. Mount Shining, I've heard that before.
Where a couple of you guys got sprayed with freaking acid. That made you see hallucinations. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Just like Grace, I was getting sprayed by weed.
That's pretty dank.
Tobias picked up some scroll of fire breathing.
Yep.
I don't remember
I can now be Dragon Boy. I think it was electric.
Electric, yes. Lightning.
It's electric. Boogie woogie.
What do you have?
I got a healing one.
Yes, you got a healing one. I think it was prayer healing.
No, he got healing breath.
Confirm that.
I need to get my sheet because I wrote it down.
You dingus. After the events of Mount Shining, they were spotted outside by mysterious forces, carrying them away to Crete, basically, the northern entrance. Basically, the entire brigade. I think I said it was roughly 20 javelin dudes on horseback screaming, and 3 officers and 10 heavy cavalry dudes.
It was enough to make me not try and fight them, which is a lot.
That's saying a lot. In the meantime, Grace got a massive headache and read the second rite to herself.
Please, remind me what that said, because I don't have my notes.
Thank you, Grace, as I have to freaking pull out me Google Doc to figure out what happened.
It wasn't just about Maine.
It was about Maine and how he killed 3,000 people.
Oh yeah, he listed all the names and schnizzles, and he was like, "I murder," and I'm like, "Okay, edgelord, calm down."
Yeah, he listed off a couple of names. More importantly, turned his slaver into a crisp. So if you know anything about Dragonborns, you may know what Peppy is from that. He also
Can I roll to see if I know anything about Dragonborns? Because they're like my least favorite race.
Well,
geez, that's awfully racist of you, G.
I know, right?
Ooh.
I mean, crisp. I mean, that has something to do with fire, maybe. So, I mean,
wow. It's almost like you could use logic to think that, oh boy, he had fire breath, which means he was red. But hey.
A Dragonborn with fire breath?
No.
What?
Well, they also have access to lightning and cold and acid.
He also said that
acid dragons are cool.
I mean, he also said,
actually they're evil, but
hey, the god is talking. Please.
Put
your he said,
so now I know what Jesus was thinking, while the Israelites were, in the desert for 40 years.
God.
Hey, God is talking.
He said,
oh
my goodness.
Did I wonder for 40 more years with that comment?
Quote,
Did you see a pillar of wind just fly up?
No.
Now we don't get to go to the promised land, Scott!
As for the promised land, all I gotta say is pretty disappointing. He said the once beautiful Badlands. So, Scott, you wouldn't know. Oh, well, no. Damien, you would have to roll for something, but we don't have to do it right now. Since you have not shared with the group yet. He killed.
Can I share with them right this second so I can roll and get it out of the way?
You know what? Okay, let's do that. So you guys are currently about to enter the northern entrance of Creek. So yeah, you are allowed to talk amongst yourselves as it is morning time, well, roughly afternoon time, roughly 1:30.
Rise and shine.
Hey, I had another migraine, a divine migraine, a divine grain.
Did you drink the cannabinoids to get rid of that?
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing? The cannabinoid? What?
When in game and real life combined. Gil wakes up. Maybe someone should invent something like a leaf or something to alleviate the pain of headaches. Puts on glasses. I'm a pharmacist now.
I'm gonna be a pharmacist.
I wonder if I could get orange juice to appear in the jug.
Yeah.
It is now undormant now after Mount Shining, I think. So,
Yay!
I
could try.
you can try.
Mimosas.
Don't confuse it. Please don't.
Make me the mimosas, please.
Alrighty.
Are you legitimately
gonna make mimosas?
I want mimosas.
Oh no.
An arcane check because mimosas technically don't exist in my world. Didn't think of that. So
What?
roll an Arcana check to see if it can comprehend.
No, it cannot comprehend what.
You broke it again.
Well,
why?
Would you believe if I told you? Even with your stupid Arcana check, it figured out how to make mimosas. And voila.
Orange juice and vodka. Give it to the child. The 10-year-old.
No.
The best
1 pint.
over is more alcohol.
Hey. It wasn't an alcohol-induced headache. So yes, it is the cure.
This I love
Yeah.
it. So wait, that confirms orange juice lives in my world now. Crap.
Yeah, orange juice, orange juice, orange juice.
Crap, if mimosas exist, then orange juice exists. My world is falling apart by the seams. Alrighty, so yeah, you guys can continue now that Scott has confirmed how OJ and champagne sometimes exists in my world. I have a very limited list of what the alchemy gel can do in my world. Apparently, the dice said you rolled a 5 on your Arcana check. I rolled on the dice. That means it works.
Even when I'm dumb, I still manage to make it work.
Oh.
So Tobias now has some else. Let's see, Grace, you can continue. I'm sorry.
That was the most random question to ask. Just, I wonder if I can make orange juice with this.
Me? You know I have orange juice in it.
Scott's like, no, let's knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Can we have champagne / vodka with orange juice? Confirmed, yes.
Tasty.
Wait, I need to
Hey,
confirm.
you know?
Is this with champagne or vodka? So let me roll. Even
Vodka.
I'm just gonna confirm. Even,
Definitely vodka.
Even vodka, odd champagne.
Alright.
Even. So it is vodka. Vodka has been confirmed now on the list of alcohol.
vodka.
Yep,
Mimosa.
easy. So we have potatoes, so I can get French fries.
So we have the Irish and the communists.
Hey. We haven't started playing actual D&D yet, which is infuriating, but somehow...
This is D&D.
Brandon,
What Dungeons and
I want you to know that literally made me spit my Gatorade out all over my computer.
Also, Brandon, question, what type of Gatorade are you drinking?
The blue kind. It's the only kind we got.
The blue.
The blue kind is gotcha. I
The
have
blue
strawberry watermelon.
Ooh.
Who
That sounds
calls
good.
them by their actual flavors?
Yeah,
so
only
his blue or
sociopaths do that, dude.
red.
Sorry, the pink one.
There you go.
The gay
Thank you.
one.
Now I know which one you're talking about.
Might be. Josh might be. So Grace, you can continue on what you were sharing.
Oh yeah, I had a divine grain. This dude killed a lot of dudes, and fudge. What was I supposed
I
to
wish to emulate this man.
Oh god.
So you kind of like
Can I show
head-
them the book?
Yeah, Gil, the only other one able to read. You show
Yeah,
him
I'm
this
gonna show
chapter and
Gil.
you show him this section. So he's like, Maine, one of the 8 scribes, killed 3,000 people. And the first one when he was 7, so started young, I guess.
Just like my old pappy used to say.
He's also seemed really concerned about all the people he indirectly killed, so probably more than 3,000 people. Let's see here. Quote, I felt their pain, I let their pain and suffering grip me until solemn murder arrived. It didn't make the killing machine in me go away, but simply focused it. I was a tool for his justice. I slew monsters and hoped to destroy the evil that plagues the land. Against hunger and self-doubt, so, yeah. And he's never forgets things. Felix wrote this chapter, and he killed the Titan Isis. That's nice. And he killed his eldest son, Lester.
I mean, hey, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Let me roll something for Gil. Good job, Gil. He's kind of stuck on the fact. He goes back to the top of the paragraph and he reads, "The once beautiful Badlands." Scott, you would know this. You can roll a
Hey, Badlands? I know maybe what that are.
roll a history check. You guys can all roll a history check if you want. Scott, you can,
History.
Scott, you can do so with advantage.
Whoa! With advantage, I'm still gonna roll a 3, Brandon. You understand this, right?
Jan,
I don't even know
where
where history.
geography.
Oh. Hey, nah, don't worry.
20.
I'll just natty that.
Damien, are you gonna roll or no? Oh, no.
Somehow gets more than me. No. Good.
Alrighty, so
Good.
Damien and Tobias, you would know Badland is it's mainly desert, but it has, some grass, there's some areas that are decent. No, the Badlands is taking that to the extreme. It's the absolute worst freaking place to live. It is
What do you
nothing but
mean?
pure desert. Some hills. There are very few places that are actually livable, but even then, that's barely. Damien, you would know that's where the orcs live currently.
The orcs?
The orcs currently live in the Badlands.
Wait.
Okay.
And
What about my those people, the ones that I don't like. They out there too?
The ones you don't like. You gotta be more specific.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just PM you real quick.
Oh,
Go about your day, Philip.
Oh, he's gonna DM me so hard right now.
Stop that.
What? I'm not taking this out of context. You're reading into something you shouldn't be.
And you're the one who's prompting it.
I know how I play, Scott. Don't worry. Let me check real quick. You are part of the Jagged Tooth. Yes. So yes, the Jagged Tooth are the most populous clan in the Badland at the moment, along with Scott. The Jagged Tooth kind of live towards the south of the Badlands. They have a closer connection with the human, so they have more interaction. Not the
Yep.
best interaction, but it's interaction.
Right,
The
yeah.
Wolf Riders are the Wolf Riders are in the north, and the Crooked Moon is kind of in the center. They kind of chill.
Brandon,
Hmm.
did you just say Crooked Moon? Did you just straight up lift a Warhammer Fantasy?
Did you not notice Jagged Tooth?
You know, I don't notice a lot of things.
And did you not?
The Crooked Moons is more important because of Skarsnik, and he's a goblin, so there best be goblins in that camp.
Do you think I just copy everything off of Warhammer 2 in Warhammer?
Yes. Mostly, yeah.
I don't want to say you're wrong, but
I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I'm not
Just gonna say you could be correct.
So back to the main point. The
Right.
fact that Gil says once beautiful Badlands. Scott, you have no idea how a place so horrible to live in was, quote, once beautiful. It's kind of hard to fixate your mind around.
Yeah.
It's called erosion.
So him describing it as once beautiful is kind of like, yeah.
I drink.
More beautiful. So Gil, you don't know how to read. Like, nah, man, it says once beautiful Badlands. So.
It was never beautiful. What do you mean?
I mean, this documentation's like 200 years old, dude. I mean.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I don't know numbers, but
Documentation says you're like 20, 19, something like that. Any of those
yeah,
numbers?
that's more than 200. So I would know better.
You're hitting that mimosa pretty hard, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the mimosa and childhood trauma, but.
Oh.
Oh. That's nice.
So, person who can read, Demon Lady.
Hi.
Do we have to go there? Do we really have to go there?
I mean, the Bible tells us so.
Sweet
Damien.
guys, we get to go meet my family. Hey.
Oh, family reunion! Oh, I love those.
Damien,
Yeah, burning and gnashing of teeth, huh? Yeah.
You notice, while the book was glowing while you were reading, unlike the previous chapter where Mount Shining remained glowing, that's putting two together like, all right, let's go to Mount Shining. None of the locations, such as the Badlands, none of the people are actually glowing in this chapter.
Oh, that's concerning.
So there is no key. There's no area at the moment. Badland is the only location, but it is not glowing like Mount Shining.
Oh, sweet. We don't have to go meet my family. Sorry. I mean, it's such a shame for you guys. They're great people.
It does say Badlands, but we don't have, again, it's not, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't say good lands.
I mean, nothing's a good land, technically.
Anything except for the Badlands.
We're in the Hunger Games,
land.
dude.
I mean,
there are no lands.
No offense, Gil says, the wildness where you originally live, sucks. The Commonwealth, well, you guys can't go back there. I can. Can't wait to go back to my suite in my apartment. It's going to be really nice. The north is full of mountains, which sucks. There's rumors that the Drow are still alive, and the elves are freaking posh idiots. And I guess the best place to live would be with the dwarves, but they hate almost everyone. So, is there really a good place to live?
They're just midget boys. I'm sure I could work with them.
Oh, okay.
We'll work with them.
Don't let...
Wink.
Don't... Wink wonk.
Ow, wow.
Don't you ooh me.
So,
if the orcs were smart, they would name it Good Lands so that people would be tricked into going there, and then they'd eat them.
Oh yeah, there's a
it's the great old Iceland strategy.
Yes, it's the old orcish proverb. Call it Good Lands, and the people will go. Call it Bad Winds, and they'll stay out.
Yes, Crooked Tooth, Leif Erikson, the Great.
Yep.
Leif Erikson Day.
No, we're not going back to SpongeBob. So, as you guys have finished with your shenanigans talking about the Badland, you guys have entered the northern entrance of the creek. And the immediately first thing you see as they turn a couple streets is this elevated white porcelain dome, a part of this building as you guys
Hey.
approach it.
We're probably gonna die in there.
You get looking at the dome, you get this like Middle Eastern, early Muslim, early Ottoman Empire vibe from
Muslim
this building.
Triggered.
Goodness gracious, don't you even.
Just kidding, we're orcs, we don't care. We're tolerant people.
There's so much.
And by tolerant, I mean we're gonna murder everyone, but hey, you know.
That's tolerant
just
enough.
how it goes. Yeah.
And as you guys enter the road leading up to it, and you enter past this guarded gate, all three officers salute and they're allowed through, and your cart is followed through. It's a giant complex, not just that giant domed building. You see a lot of quarters, and you see a lot of people coming in and out, all with freaking collars around their necks, giant metal collars on the necks. So you can assume those are slave quarters, by the way.
This is it. We're going to die in here, like slaves.
Tons of cooking
Except for probably Golden Boy.
Tons of cooks. There's a barracks and training ground. You guys see an entrance to a garden. It's not this one building. It's a giant working complex. You see some people riding in on horseback that kind of seem out of place, and they just hop off the horse and walk into the building. And the three officers order you to leave your cart and follow them.
All right, I get out of my cart and begin following.
And immediately, they ask for your weapons.
You know, I hand them over graciously.
Alrighty, Scott, all weapons are gone.
I mean, that's not exactly what's gonna stop me, but yes.
Damien.
For the moment.
Can I?
I'll just place them in the cart.
Fine. You can't take my voice though. That's my main weapon anyway, so I have nothing to worry about.
Actually, they'll cut your tongue out.
Then I lose my career and my other career.
Ooh.
It's over for me.
Hey, at least you could sue them for, damaging.
Yeah.
You assume Crete has a legal system.
Yeah. No.
So, Damien, you have no weapons. Jan, roll a sleight of hand real quick, as you try to leave your stuff in the cart. If you're gonna...
Okay.
No. Let me roll.
That's even with the +6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely get spotted. They pick you up, put you on the ground, and take your daggers, and Gil hands over.
Okay.
Whole police
Oh no! Did the kid try to
accepted
sneak
against
weapons
a 10-year-old.
Yikes!
Granny is near the back of the cart with her freaking cooking axe, and they just...
No one's gonna touch that. They're just gonna cower in fear.
I guess as long as she doesn't leave the cart, she's fine.
Yeah, so they kind of leave your cart in a parked position, and the three officers and...
Hey, remember to put the cart in neutral in park, right? Because if you put it in neutral, it's just gonna roll down the street.
Oh my goodness.
Alright,
Put
that
the
thing's a
parking brake
standard.
on.
Alright.
Professionals have standards.
So the three officers and roughly 5 heavily armored guards out of the 10 that were originally with the group lead you to the entrance, and you get that Middle Eastern palace theme going on. A lot of velvet on the ground. Incense is definitely burning all over the place.
Dude.
And they take you to the front desk where a human lady seems to be like the receptionist, and does anybody here speak Undercommon?
No.
What?
Undercommon.
I
do you comment from a London?
read.
I actually don't have a list of languages that I speak. We didn't make that.
Oh boy, let me. Oh, well, this is kind
Hey,
of.
don't worry. As a 10-year-old, you can speak thieves can't because you're a rogue.
Oh boy,
That's-
let me. We need to confirm this because if not, this is kind of a big.
We never made. All I have is the Curse of Maine and my proficiencies in
boy.
languages.
Oh boy, that kind of sucks now.
I think we did make the character like 2 a.m. So I mean.
Yeah.
Nice. Don't worry. You can just do a massive retcon and then you can know Undercommon.
It would make sense for you to know Undercommon because you're a freaking rogue.
Yeah.
Because you're a rogue.
Alright,
You'd probably know Common, Thieves can't, Undercommon.
So Josh, we're gonna
The
say
typical.
for now, because I'm a nice DM, you know Undercommon and Elvish and normal common and Thieves Cat.
Okay.
Hey,
Undercommon
I
just
know
makes-
Sylvan.
That's gonna be so useful.
Yes, very much so.
Elvish auras.
It's good for poems.
It makes sense. Auras,
Do some very
elf,
good slam poetry.
Aura's an elf, so she would teach you Elvish and Undercommon because you're a rogue. You would pick some of that up.
You kind of cut out a little bit.
Sorry. Since Aura's an elf, you would know Elvish. She would teach you that, and Undercommon because you're a rogue, and kind of, kind of makes sense. So you, Josh, you don't get every single word. You think it's down mainly to dialect. Creek is quite far away from the Commonwealth, so there may be a disconnect in dialect. So certain words you don't pick up on.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
but
The
for the
Creek
most-
dialect.
But for the most part, it's like New York, dude. Just a completely different dialect. I can't understand you guys half the time.
Boston.
It's like, yes,
Gonna
that's
get in the
exactly
car
what
and
it
go to
is,
Ha-
Boston.
Gonna get in the car, go to Bahaba and park and have a yard. And you can't forget to leave your khakis in your khakis.
Even better, comparing English in America to Australian English.
Do you come from a common down under?
But for the most part, the officer is reporting. You can't understand completely, like I said, but mostly here to meet certain leader. You do get a name, Saraline. Let me
Okay.
put that in chat. Saraline. Report to Captain Mazra.
Are we
And
being conscripted?
report to. Let me also, I guess, write that down. Captain Mazra. Let me make sure I confirm that my spelling is right. My spelling is right. Captain Mazra.
I'm gonna pronounce this Marza, and you're not gonna be able to stop me.
I'm making mac and cheese.
And nobody's
He's gonna stop me.
Mazra. Goodness gracious. Thank you, buddy.
Marza.
Freaking tiefling name.
Ah, yes, Captain Mothra, my favorite.
Captain Mothman. Moth. Oh my god.
Killed.
No, that's a distraction. I'll do that like
Moth-
during the break or something. Crap.
Mothman. The cyanide happiness short.
Freaking Mothman from freaking Fallout 74 is the only good thing that came out of that game. Mothman. It's a legendary Mothman. And it seems like Undercommon seems to be like not necessarily the main language here, but it seems like, hey, trying to be shady, Undercommon's kind of used more publicly, I guess you could say. So you guys are, Josh, what you can get down is you're going to meet someone named Saraline, and he has to report to Captain Mazra. Mazra.
Captain Mazra.
And she's like, alrighty then. She documents it, rips off a piece of paper, and hands it to him. And he orders you guys to follow him through the entrance, past the reception desk.
Wow, this is oddly reminiscent of the last time we got, captured by a bunch of men in armor and, sent places.
I don't remember that.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You guys have a good
maybe
history
it's
with
just
that,
me.
don't you?
Oh, I have a fantastic history. Is there a guard around here? I
Not
can
really.
see?
I always walked in like it was a carpool. I mean,
So as you guys walk through,
don't forget your lunchbox, sweetie.
like it was a freaking school bus. Gil's the bus driver.
Can I thank the bus driver? Can I thank Gil? Thanks, Gil.
Oh my gosh, with his stupid hat and everything. Just imagine. And of course, like, there's
Actually, since it's D&D, wouldn't it be
like,
more
make sure
magic?
she gets off the right stop. Just, oh my gosh, no. They'd be like, oh my goodness, no. They'd be like, is there another bus coming by, like a short bus for Damien?
I can read, thank you.
He's a little bit out there.
Yes,
you know what I
honey,
mean.
that's why you're so special.
I'm not special. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Feels like, no, this is the last bus, man. Fine. Make sure she gets off the right stop. Oh my goodness. As you guys go through this giant oak wooden door, you're immediately hit with the sense of incense and water, steaming hot water. As
Oh
you
no,
guys-
hippies.
As the officer turns around and says, well, this is the Guider's Pleasure House. As you guys see...
Pleasure house?
As you guys see 7 large tables where food is being served.
I cover Pleasure House. I cover the 10-year-old's eyes.
Gil picks her. I just imagine Gil picks you up and Tobias puts this giant orc guy's hands over your eyes. And just for giggles, you put your hand over Gil's. Oh my goodness. As the guy turns around, like, what are you doing?
Protect the murder child's purity.
We are protecting the child's innocence.
Mm-hmm.
Do that on the 2nd floor. This is just a giant cafeteria buffet sort of thing.
Oh, alright. You know what? You really had me concerned for.
The 3 officers look at each other. What do you think we are, douchebags?
Well, I don't have a good history with guards.
So you guys, this is just the giant tavern and hotel, basically. As you guys see out to the side, private rooms. One guy comes out of it. It's not giant. It's just basically a bed, a desk, and a window.
Is there any muffins in the cafeteria?
Don't you even. Shut up. No, Josh, no. Shut up.
Josh.
I want some French toast.
Josh.
I want French toast.
Get the muffin button.
Wait.
Don't you even.
Are we getting...
Wait, where's our garlic bread? Actually, there should be some garlic bread. We were promised garlic bread. We will rise up.
It is freaking
Gamer.
midnight. Let me do my thing. And
I wonder if they have orange juice here as well. So that's confirmed.
So you just see a bunch of servants, mainly female, of course, serving out food, taking orders, just keeping the incense going, keeping tabs. All of you could roll a perception check for me real quick.
I want to see. Help me find the cutest one.
Ooh, that nat 20 and nat 1 on the other side.
Yeah.
Jeez. I need a perception. Oh, there you go. Jan, you notice this pretty easily because you're a rogue. When people are too drunk, you can see the ladies like pickpocketing real quick and taking some extra cash. It's
my kind of women. I like it. They're hustlers.
Grace, you would notice. I guess all of you would notice, but there's a lot of different races
No,
here.
I think the word you're looking for is hussies.
Ooh, hussies. You see a lot of different races. There's a lot of tiefling, drows, high elves, humans.
Yeah, no, it's really diverse here.
Ooh, is there a pretty tiefling girl? I love.
Ooh.
Gotta stay in the demon lady land.
I really appreciate that no one reacted.
There any
to the
MILFs?
TFS muffin
Are
button.
there any MILF tieflings?
Wait, oh my god, you forgot the most important lad, Derek. Let me see how he reacts to all of this.
Oh yeah, my slave
forgot about
form.
I cover his eyes.
Derek is like slowly taking this all in, but then looks at you, Damien. He's like, "Alrighty, just be brave." Because a lot of these women are absolutely gorgeous, of course. We can play but
But who's the prettiest? I need to hit on her.
But
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
you see, in the corner, Damien with that 13, this drow with pure white hair singing.
Ooh.
As she's performing a song for everyone as they eat and drink. And she's, putting on some dance moves. It's pretty impressive.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, she's like actually doing the bard thing. Well, I'm kind of slacking.
You use your musical performances for something else. You play other people's.
Are there any hot moms that like taking care of children?
Oh, goodness. You play a different type of flute.
Oh.
You guys have been making me get that response all freaking time. I finally do one of you guys. No, screw you. No, that's garbage. Before you guys get to interact, the officers immediately point to upstairs, and they immediately get like a cloth or whatever and hand it to you, Gil and Tobias. Now you may want to cover the child's eyes if you're so concerned.
I covered Derek's eyes.
Derek's like, hey, I'm a grown man.
Not by saying that you aren't.
I'm gonna roll something for Derek to see if he takes that with defeat. He takes that with defeat. He's like, fine. He just puts the cloth over his eyes and ties it. Alright, just make sure you leave me. Don't leave me at any walls, please. He takes that with like the hardest to fit. Like, I'm a grown man doesn't really make me a man.
How old is he? Is he older than me?
You can ask him, I guess.
Wait.
He's definitely older than me.
How old are you?
26. It's like, yeah, wait a minute. Takes out the cloth. I'm not taking that. You're the one who should be. You're the one who should be wearing that.
Hey.
He's an orc.
Orc age of maturity is 14. All right, and I'm 19. So we're about the same age.
Kind of looks at you quizzically, hands the cloth back to the guard. Have you ever been to a pleasure house before?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Well, of course. I was like,
roll deception.
In between paid arena matches.
Roll deception.
Roll
He
deception.
tries to incite you on that.
Oh yeah, like I haven't actually.
I'm just saying, just insight on that. He's roll deception. Not that you're trying to trick him. It's just how.
Oh no.
How do you both roll so low? You rolled the 2 plus his stats, which is a 4. You both don't know. You can't tell if he's trusting you on that, and he can't tell if you're telling the truth.
I like this guy. I hand him the a mimosa.
He hands it back to you. I can get a drink on my own. And Gil immediately ties the cloth around you, Jane.
Gold.
Like,
This
if
is
they say the
free.
second level is as bad as it is.
The second level.
As you're pointed to go upstairs to the second level, and pure marble stairs, by the way. It's absolutely gorgeous, polished and all.
Oh, what a classy place.
Oh, it's extremely classy. As you guys enter, you're immediately hit with more frankincense and freaking incense all over the place. And instead of giant tables in the center of it, there are multiple pools, hot spas.
Oh, nice.
Off to the corner.
I want to swim. I start stripping.
The guards immediately put their hands on you like you have a meeting.
We do not do that here.
Oh, I got distracted. I apologize.
One of the guards.
But I mean, it'd be a shame to put me back in my clothes.
One of the guards looks down.
Jiggles, tiggled, biddies. Can I roll performance?
They should have just let her do it. I mean, there's no.
I covered Derek's eyes.
Why not? Derek's like, hey, you can't do that to me. She's my senpai.
Yeah, I'm doing this for your own good.
No.
Why isn't it? Oh, I probably rolled it 20 times.
No, so far it's only come in once.
Okay.
Let me
I'll
roll.
just. Oh well. I put my clothes back on. I don't.
Alrighty. One of the guards looks down, looks back up, looks down. 5 seconds stare, looks up. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. He kind of like puts back his email back in order. I'm a grown man. Okay. Yeah. But there's just a giant steam pool, a lot of and off to the side, a bunch of girls dancing on poles, of course. And a lot of belly dancing going on, as you see a bunch of dudes paying money, and you see a bunch of dudes walking off with 2 girls to the private rooms and whatnot. You can definitely tell the second level's a lot more intense than the first level. First level is kind of like a tavern eating place, and the second level, like a Persian bathhouse with strippers.
Ooh, woo.
So, you know.
Why? I said.
You chose to play a 10-year-old girl, so you can't enjoy this as much as you think you can.
No, no. No, I'm talking about the ooh woo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh. And immediately, you guys are taking up. Oh my goodness. You're immediately taken up to the 3rd and final level. You guys have actually entered in the dome, sort of. You can imagine that.
The Thunderdome.
The foam. I kind of messed that up, but it's fine. As you guys have left the stairway, seems like this. You guys are greeted with like a small little living room, a couch, tons of couches, some tables, a lot of marble statues and marble pillars. Velvet everywhere, purple, and as you turn the corner from the living room to a small chamber, you guys notice a library, all off to the side, tons of books everywhere, and a curtain.
Oh, great! More reading.
A giant curtain, with.
Is it the Iron Curtain?
No, it is not. It is a light purple, somewhat see-through. You can see the shadows. But you see a bed, and you immediately see 3 figures.
Oh.
And a bunch of women laughing. And
Wham.
And coming up the stairs behind you, you see a red tiefling woman in breastplate.
Oh.
With
you had me at breastplate.
Her horns kind
of. Like, how much emphasis is on the plate?
A lot on the plate part, not on the breast part.
Good.
Solid black hair and
to be protected at all times.
Red eyes, and her horns kind of like jet up in the air slightly.
Okay.
And you see immediately all 3 of the officers and the 5 guards you guys were with immediately stand to attention, and they all salute her. And she walks up and looks at you, all of you. I'm Captain Mazra. Names. You guys can tell she's kind of trying to put on like a manly voice. She seems like a character that's trying to project authority.
Is she a butch lesbian? Can I?
Really?
Brandon, just do yourself the favor of denying Grace.
Please.
Just.
Hey, she has horns. I have horns. We're both a little horny. I mean, come on, why not? Can I roll persuasion?
She immediately just asks for all of. She looks at you, Tobias, first. Name.
Tobias Southwaters.
She kind of looks at the guard. He's like, "Oh crap! I need to be writing this down." And you kind of get that like she slowly gives him the disappointing glare, like, "Why aren't you ready?" And he finally writes down your name. Looks at Gil. Name. I just go by. Kind of like reveals his tattoo. I just go by Gil. Gil. And he kind of like, as he's holding in your arm, she immediately takes the cloth off your eyes. Your name?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, Jane? Can I touch your horns?
That was so wholesome.
I just kind of facepalm.
She kind of like takes a like 180. Just mentally, you see her head spin like, oh, what the? Okay. No. Walked over to you, Damien. Name?
Woman of your dreams. I mean, Damien. Sorry. Damien.
What?
Kind of grunts. And you? My name's Derek. Yeah.
You tell him.
I just look over at Derek and just pantomime the face of, really? You're gonna do this?
Derek.
Such
Yeah.
a strong boy.
Now.
We love slave lad. Can I give him a head pat? I'll give him a head pat
Sure.
of
He kind of
inspiration.
gives you that glance. Hey, if you're into open relationships, I can be too.
Oh, is he jealous?
He's like, yeah, I can be into open stuff too, you know. But
I
yeah,
completely
Derek.
forgot
Yeah.
that people feel jealousy.
Mm.
I just look at Gil. Do we just give each other the head nod of
Giving
like,
you just
by the
nods
company?
you just shake your heads like we're captured, we're prisoners, and this lad's trying to bone a freaking tiefling.
I just drink more mimosa.
I just wanted to touch the horns.
10, you can be forgiven.
And she turns around and she kind of rings this bell. Lady Sterling, the prisoners we've captured. And you hear this lady, that's gonna ruin the fun. Alrighty, girls, move on. I have business to take care of. Maya, you can join, of course. And you, go back to the kitchen or whatever.
Oh.
Ooh.
Get in the kitchen.
Go back down to the kitchen, and you see three
If you guys
figures.
would like to visit the memes in Jape's page, I think you'll get a good sense for what this town is all about.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to, but at the same time. And eventually you see this character rise out of the bed, kind of put some clothes on. It looks like a nice little robe over, and as she pulls the veil, she completely pushes the veil aside, revealing quite a large bed with a half-elf woman and another red tiefling hiding under the covers. And the lady that's pushed back this curtain is a pure white-haired drow. Not as gray as the one you guys met downstairs, but you can definitely tell this one's a lot older. And she seems to be in charge of this place. Well, Mazra, don't treat our guests like animals. It kind of looks at you, Tobias. Let them sit on the couch. And she...
The couch.
Did I just...
I want to jump on the couch.
Hold on, wait a second. Did you just call me an animal?
I mean, she says don't treat them like animals. So, I mean...
While looking at me?
Yeah.
Can I shoot her the evil eye?
You shoot her an evil eye. She shoots one harder back at you.
Those are fighting stares. Fighting stares and words.
Freaking giant Japanese letter somehow like comes forming around her face. She shoots an
Omayo Mao.
Omayo.
Shindaru.
Shindaru. As she freaking gives you an evil eye. She kind of sits you at the couches and whatnot, and he stands next to Captain Mazra.
Derek.
Oh my goodness. And he's like, anything to drink.
Orange juice.
Aren't you adorable? Master, get this little girl orange juice. He looks at the officer, get the little girl some orange juice, and he immediately runs downstairs to get some orange juice. Hold on, there may be more. And he like rushes back upstairs. Anyone else?
Well,
No, I've got all the drink I need.
I still imagine I'm looking up, like, after, like, being sprawled out on the couch and just asking for orange juice.
I'm like watching Saturday morning cartoons. There's my orange juice.
I'm still peeved about that comment. My character doesn't know what to do. He's so flustered.
Anyone else want anything to drink?
I would like the blood of my enemies. I don't know.
You don't have any enemies. That's not a valid answer. Stop.
Oh yeah, I'm friends with everyone.
He's like, we do have a drink called the blood of your enemies.
Do you really?
Wait a second. Can I get a sip of that?
Yeah, I wanna try. What's in it?
Blood of your
Is it
enemies.
actually the blood of enemies?
No.
Yeah.
That's reserved for me, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get, you know.
Derek's like, I'll pass, and Gil's like, I don't really drink that much.
I drink heavily.
And it's Gil looks at you, and it's a real problem. The guard rushes downstairs.
Look, if I go to an early grave, that's how I go out.
You have, like, no life goals, but... like,
Yeah, well, you know, it kind of doesn't help that I'm kind of outcasted from society. So,
well,
you know,
mean,
I wanted to go to college. I wanted to study art, but here I am. They kicked me out because I was a half-orc.
Man.
They called me some kind of animal.
Isn't that Hitler's backstory? Getting kicked out?
Yeah, actually, that's pretty fair. He's like Hitler. He's killing every. He's killing
We're lacking the city of Vienna. Yeah, and I'm killing specifically elves.
Has Tobias killed any blonde, blue-eyed people yet?
Goodness gracious. The guard rushes back and immediately hands Jan her orange juice.
Yay.
And basically he hands you guys our real-world equivalent of a Bloody Mary.
Ooh.
Oh, a Bloody Mary. How spicy is it?
Not incredibly spicy, but it is a lot darker. Almost a blood red. So you know, there you go.
Hey, that's pretty good. So I drink it.
It's pretty good. She kind of like rubs her forehead, like, alrighty, try to remember. You, Captain Mauser, what are they here for? Remember the troops we sent in to explore Mount Shining, finally. And we found they've never reported back, and we found this group outside.
Oh, this is about that.
So, my captain here has informed me that you are potential murderers of troops I sent to explore Mount Shining.
So...
Not all of us. Tobias, when did you kill a caravan without us knowing?
You know, I'd be very happy to tell you if I did.
All the room immediately looks at Tobias.
Look, I've committed many crimes, most of which I'm proud of. Some of them I'm not proud of. But killing your caravan of people was not one of them.
Well, you see, I'd be inclined to believe that, but one, they haven't reported back, and
That's true.
fairly accurate.
It's probably because they're dead.
And how did they die?
Well, that's the question.
Gil kind of like pipes up and pulls out the book that you guys found at Mount Shining explaining how the poison works. And he's like, well, if they used the elevator and didn't fall to oblivion...
like me,
they were most likely sprayed with some side of hallucinogen that slowly decays away not only the mind, but the body.
Oh yeah, it's real nasty stuff.
They may have turned into ghosts that attacked some of us.
Wait.
He's like,
so, hold on. Does that mean I did kill the people? I'm so confused right now.
He kind of looks at you like, Yes,
They were already.
technically they were already dead. As you guys like squabble amongst
That's
yourself.
true.
It's like, shut up, all of you! You're making way too much noise. I just came back from a lot of noise. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't need. Okay. So, in Mount Shining, there's this poison, and it turns people into ghosts, and you slew the ghost.
Yes, and then we drank the potion that cured the poison.
Oh, the acid trip play.
Yeah, that one. You're just now remembering. Jeez.
I was like, I'm sorry.
You see one of the officers kind of take the Bloody Mary away from you. It's like maybe you've already had some. Alrighty then. So what you're telling me is I'm supposed to believe a random group of.
You cut out.
I'm supposed to believe a random group of adventurers.
We have the hand that we
No.
found there.
You have a hand?
If that's proof,
No,
it's
you
a
really
mummy
aren't
hand.
supposed to believe us.
Let me see the hand. And Gil's kind of like, well, it belongs to us. You found it. It's treasure, you know?
Gil,
Eh,
do you want to go to prison and die?
kind of gives you like
Do you?
kind of like thinks to himself for like 2 seconds. It's like, what if I consider my life a daily prison? I'm forced to do things I don't want to do.
We all do, Gil.
I'm just saying.
I
Except
mean,
the
we're
10-year-old.
literally prisoners, dude. We've been outcasted.
But I do this like every single year.
Gil.
But you have a fancy apartment to come home to.
For like 2
I have
months.
to go back to hell.
Gil. This is probably for your benefit.
I'm just saying, man. Life's a prison.
Look, I understand. I know it's kind of depressing, but we
What
all
are
die
you-
sometime, except for you.
Yeah, that's convenient.
So I would like to stave that off until it's because of alcoholism.
So Jan, do you hand over the mummified hand?
Sure.
She looks at it and her eyes glinter and some wave of just pure magic waves over it.
I'd make an Arcana check, but I don't need to.
You can make an Arcana check if you want to.
I mean,
Those-
I think I know
you can,
what's going on.
You can tell me, and I'll tell you if you're right.
No, you won't.
I will.
Oh, it's definitely an identify spell.
There you go. You know D&D. She casts Identify on it.
I know D&D, guys. Yay.
And she's like, whoa, this is interesting. I didn't even know Mount Shining held such vast wonders. Please tell me.
Hey, can we have that book?
What book?
Sorry, can we please have that back? I'm
Oh.
beginning to slip my speech. I've got about 50 minutes tops, and then I'm out.
No. Not just yet. Are there any more treasures like this in Mount Shining?
It was
that
just
we
books
saw.
mostly.
Yeah.
I see.
If you
I mean, it
consider
probably has
books
a lot of
treasures.
knowledge, if you, yeah.
Knowledge gets you
I know.
Lamborghini.
I see.
Lamborghini? What kind of card is that? Is it a standard?
Is it?
Do I have to press the clutch in? Ugh.
Does everyone have that? Because that sounds like a very bad thing. Is it expensive? She's like, well, So, let's see here. So, a mummified hand. Mazra, can you pass me the Book of the Scribes, please? This may. So, how did you come across this? Why do you go to Mount Shining in the first place? It's considered a holy place.
Because the book said so.
Yeah, the Bible told us so. Duh.
Gil
Well,
Obviously.
shows his
so-
arm, revealing his guider tattoos.
It all started when I slapped a guard.
He doesn't want to go that far back. He kind of like shows his guider tattoos.
Yeah, no, we're all
It
criminals.
all started
Is
when
it-
I
They're-
was
he's
born.
guiding us to enlightenment.
I'm kinda-
She reads the Bible religiously. That kid's 10 and is still somehow here. And yeah,
Oh, you were
and then we
banished from the
left Mount
common-
Shining.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I put two and two together.
Yep.
Yeah, you read one book and you read a few people
Suddenly
soon,
you're a
and then it's
heretic.
like, oh no, you gotta go to
I know, right? That rule is so stupid.
I know. I really should have stayed in Creek.
Yeah.
I know. But not that I'm for public education or anything, but
No.
I'm like totally against that actually. But
No.
still. Alrighty then. So I have this mummified hand, and naturally, if I would keep this, I think it would be a great exchange of forgiveness. But I'm not satisfied to say.
Oh. I can satisfy if you'd like, but I do charge.
Please. He says, please. Maya, with the combination of Captain Mazra over here, is enough for me. You can see Captain Mazra go, yeah, good. Yeah. As you can see, Captain Mazra is kind of uncomfortable with this. Oh my goodness, please. Stop all of you. This is what
I mean, at least good for that person. Congratulations.
But could we all just stop it a bit, And here it comes. It's fine. This is what I get. That's what I get for leaving the country. This is what I get for leaving the country for a hot bit. Yeah. Could you guys grow just a bit? Just a bit.
Thank you. This Grand-Paced test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each time you hear the signal. Beep. A single lap should be completed each time you hear this sound. Ding. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound of your test is over, the test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start.
Could you please?
According to all those lines, a bumblebee should be able to fly. They don't care because
I will end this chat so hard if you guys stop.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too fears what he's created?
Why do you think I only interact with you guys so often? I built this.
We're bomb animations.
I would like to imagine that literally all of our characters are just staring at us through whatever metaphysical.
Yeah, it's like The Office, like how they look into the camera.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what we're doing.
Oh my goodness. So normally I would. This seems like a fair trade. My guards are dead. I'm taking this treasure, but that's...
Hey, about
No.
that whole taking the treasure thing, I'm gonna have to say no thank you.
So...
We did kind of almost die to get that.
Can I have the hand back? It's fun to hold when I get lonely.
And also, I would like to point out, you are taking mummies from a baby.
Don't roll things without permission, please. You see Cereline and the half-elf lady in the back kind of give this aww to Sheehan's response. And she's like, alrighty then. So that means you have to do something for me to validate the exchange. Because in my eyes, you still murdered my guards. My scouts, I guess you could call them. So
first, before we get to favors, how can we prove that we didn't murder these scouts? What's it gonna take?
I don't know. I mean, my guard said you murdered them, Captain Mazra, I believe, full-heartedly. So, I mean...
Captain Marza, what makes you believe that we killed those people?
Scouts have been up there for 2 days.
Correct.
There's only one exit out, one entrance in. You guys went in, and you're the only ones that came out. And our scouts always come back, and they report because they know there's far greater things than death. Kind of looking at Lady Cerulean as she says that.
Right.
So in our eyes, in my eyes, the only excusable thing is that they, sorry, that you killed them. And killing our scouts is a high crime in this part of Creek.
Are we gonna get impeached for this? Is this some kind of high crime or misdemeanor? Well, whatever. So
if you want the hand back, Lady Cerulean continues, that means you have to do something else for me.
What's so important
Sure.
about her hand anyway?
It's
This
worth
is
It
an
makes
lot.
me invisible. It's like the ring from The Hobbit.
Lord of the
Yes.
Rings.
It can it dual cast invisibility and see invisibility at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of
powerful.
important for a rogue child.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
she's like, well, that means you have to do something for me. Are you willing to do such a task to give for this ancient artifact?
Sure.
You know, I don't
not?
like extortion, but fine. I suppose I'm amenable to doing favors.
Well then, since I can't have the artifact I was looking for, I will solve another one of my problems. But it is almost dinner time, and you know what? I'm hungry. As she places the mummified hand in a box and hands it off to Captain Mazra. Hold on to that. Keep it nice and tight. We'll have dinner in my favorite part of my complex, Rosemont Sanatorium Minor.
Is it in the second level?
No.
Or is it on the first level?
It is underground outside this beautiful palace I've built.
Fun.
You will be served dinner there. It's absolutely my favorite place.
Yay.
In the meantime, you guys reek of desert and blood. You guys have full access to the services in the second level. And then Captain Mazra will come and find you. Kind of looks at you, Jan. You're too young. Maya, you will be the chaperone for this young little girl. And you see the half-elf girl in the back, now fully clothed. Fine, I guess I have to. Of course, any requests you can ask the servants, but please keep in mind, not all services are free. And the guards, please lead them to the second level. A bath, of course, is free, and if you like any clothes, please don't dress up too fancy. It's only dinner with me, of course, the most powerful person this side of Crete. So please, as she waves her hand towards the staircase, enjoy the guiders. Please enjoy my pleasure house. The Guiders. Wow, whoopsie, almost forgot the freaking name. The Guiders Pleasure House.
Yeah, it's still cutting out.
Sorry. She simply says the Guiders Pleasure House. As you guys are led downstairs, the three officers continue to follow you around. One of them, and Jan, you're picked up by Maya, and Gil's kind of like, you know what? I can keep track of her. It's like, you're in a brothel. She's a 10-year-old. And Lady Cerulean says, I'm taking care of her. Don't worry, I'm completely trustworthy.
Yeah,
and she kind of takes She kind of takes you to another staircase downstairs, and Gil's like, "Please don't die." As he kind of like waves to you as you freaking leaving. Don't die, please. Don't steal anything.
Can I chaperone the child?
No.
That job has already been taken.
That job has been taken by Maya, the half-elf lady that was in the bed with Lady Cerulean, apparently.
So I can't even accompany.
Nope, she's been taken to another staircase, as they lead you down to the one you guys came from, the main staircase. And one of the officers looks at you and Derek, and Gil. Two of them, one of them is with you guys, the group of Gil, Tobias, and Derek. Alrighty, perhaps that way. Anything else you guys like? Any other services would you guys like?
Do you know anywhere that can repair my armor cheaply?
Oh,
My chainmail kind of has a lot of holes where arrows went.
Lady Sterling has not given you access to the barracks and the blacksmith. She's only given you access to the pleasure house. Sorry.
You know,
No.
Couldn't you have someone else take it there?
yeah,
You're not
I
here
don't.
at the moment, Jan.
Oh,
Yeah, like
I've been
I
taken away.
don't care to do it myself. You can have someone else go and take this chainmail. Sure, I don't care.
You have no access whatsoever to the blacksmith and barracks. It is simply the pleasure house.
You know, I was just set free from being a prisoner, and yet I'm a prisoner again. Tell me, can I at least contact any? Has there been any word of the Southwaters tribe?
Southwaters.
They're a group of nomads. They kind of hang out, sort of, in this area.
Guy kind of looks at you. No.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Derek's like, you know what? I'll take that bath, and kind of looks over to you, to Damien. Senpai, can I go see one of those belly dancers, or you got that covered?
Grace, that's your cue.
Huh?
Oh my
Hi.
goodness. Good job.
Nice.
Derek looks at you like, I'm gonna take one of those baths, and am I allowed to see a belly dancer or anything, Senpai? Or
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Derek is asking you, is he allowed to go hang out with freaking belly dancers?
No, I'm kidding. No, I don't care. You can live your best life. I'm here for you. I'll give you encouraging head pats whenever.
That confirmation, he immediately strolls over to a private pool and orders 2 belly dancers.
Oh, look at Slave Lad growing up so fast. Proud
Goes
of
like,
him.
oh, just take a bath, please. Any women? Just bath, please. Fine, have no fun. And he points to a private room with just a bath in it. And goes off to that.
That's lame. Can I get a bath?
Ooh.
Am I allowed to bathe?
Yes.
I want all of the women's.
Sorry, the limit is 18 max.
I want all 18. Give me a harem.
You know,
He kind of
you
claps.
don't have enough money for that.
He's like, don't worry, lady.
Oh wait, yeah, he said the cost money. I'm cheap. Never mind. I'll take a bath alone.
Wait, hold on.
Lady Cereline says you have all access, and that includes certain trips and experiences. And he claps his hand twice, and a very beautiful human lady, blonde hair, walks over.
Blue eyes?
Yes, of course. Beautiful blonde walks over, and the guard says, a bath and a full set, as we call it. And the lady laughs. So you mean full package? Yes, the full package. Room, and she says, room 12. Follow me. And she leads you to a very large bath filled with women of different races. And she simply closes. Yes, she's closing the door behind you. Remember, dinner is roughly in an hour, so.
Got an hour.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll inspiration. I'm gonna give all these beautiful women a pep talk about how crappy people could be when you got big old titties, and how you're stronger than that, and that those compliments don't do anything, and they're
don't waste your entire hour,
oh
Grace.
Gosh.
Don't waste your
hour.
TED Talk in the middle of the
broadcast.
And welcome to my TED Talk.
I'm gonna give him a TED Talk.
Women are not only good in brothels. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Oh my goodness.
You're more than the brothels, you poor lady. You are people too.
Oh my
we are sisters.
Oh my goodness, you're a bunch of clapping.
Can I roll a performance?
Heck yeah, why not? With advantage, because I'm freaking love this. Modified 20. All 18 of these girls are just like, yeah, we're better people. Yeah, so
You are
they're like,
wonderful, beautiful women.
yeah, like, not like these men physically hit you, freaking slap them in the face. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him what to do until he pays me money. Then
Down
I'm
with the patriarchy.
He's
Burn
like,
it.
yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna let that man hit me anymore unless he pays me money. Then I'll do what he tells me to do because he paid me.
Yeah.
Anarcho-capitalism,
hustle.
is that you?
Tobias, what services are you getting?
You know, I kind of just want to spite the host and not get any.
The guy looks at you. You do
Go get drunk. Maluyu.
You do smell
No.
pretty. You do smell pretty bad, sir. I recommend a bath.
You
You
know,
stinky.
on that condition, it's probably just good manners.
And
I'll go take a short bath.
Alrighty. So we have Derek enjoying 2 belly dancers in a bath, Gil and Tobias enjoying a private bath, and we have Damien giving a TED talk to 18 slutty women. But we'll move on to Jan with Maya as she leads you to what she says her private quarters. It's just a small stone house, nice furnishings on the inside.
Oh no, she's a Shotokan.
And and she opens the door to a very nice oval-shaped bath, and she has it auto. It seems, and she kind of like pushes a handle down, and it auto fills with hot water. And she's like, and she brings out towels and soap and whatnot. She's like, "You're 10 years old. I can assume you can bathe yourself." And
I'll take a bath.
And she's like, "Hold on,
Bubble bath.
1 second." She takes out this world's equivalent of a rubber ducky. It's not yellow, but it's orange. And she places it in the tub with you. Enjoy. As she closes the door behind you. And after roughly like 10 minutes, she comes back in and helps you get dressed. And she's like, "Alrighty, I'm not going to spend 10 hours in the room, locked up in a room with a child. So what we're going to go do is we're going to go to the gardens. Does that sound like fun?"
Yeah.
She kind of looks up to this world, looks up to the sky. Somehow this is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And she leads you to the garden. It's very gorgeous. There's tons of fruits growing everywhere for the first half of it, and then a bunch of flowers. It's very well kept. There's a bunch of fruit you've never recognized before, a bunch of flowers that you've never seen. The aroma is absolutely pleasant. So she's like, "What's your name?"
Jane.
"Jane, I'm Maya. You can say I'm one of Lady Sarahlene's personal assistants." So what's a little girl like you doing out here? Banished or whatever?
Yeah. Mama R told me to go out here.
Mama R, I have no idea who that is. Well, it's nice to know that your mother cares about you.
Mama R is not my real mom.
Oh. What happened to your real mom?
Trying to find her.
Oh. Well then, I guess we have something to relate to. Well, let's just say my quest to find my mom ended a long time ago.
What happened to her?
Orcs is what happened to her. She died thanks to an orc raid.
Hope it wasn't Tobias.
Hey. I'll have you know.
You're not here right now.
Yeah.
Jan, roll a perception check real quick.
Okay. Oh, there.
Alrighty.
Yikes.
That now
Nah.
is sus.
Yeah.
You notice that on her belt she has 2 daggers, and instead of like having like a normal wooden handle or whatever, it is pure black. It almost looks like glass. Almost looks like glass.
Oh, cool knife. I have 2 daggers.
Ah, yes. This is something. Guess we might as well jump down the entire rabbit hole. This is something my father gave me before he left with my mother.
Oh, my father gave me knives too.
Huh. She pulls out the blade, and the only thing that seems modified is the or the guard. That seems to be made of steel, but everything else is really sharp, really sharp glass like black stone.
I'm shocked they have steel, and this is like medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's honestly impressive.
I
I
not
mean,
having
they had
D&D
steel in medieval times very.
is very rare, though.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't
I
that
mean, for
rare.
plate
I mean,
armor,
the Vikings made a kind of steel by using bones and
Yeah.
metal.
It's just
But also,
carbon
you
and
can
iron.
you can also say like most D&D campaigns take place in like late medieval ages because crossbows are way too relevant in
Mhm.
D&D.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So
In fact, crossbow
yeah,
arms
you
will
can say
work with
there's
steel.
plenty of steel in the medieval ages. It's just
It's
what
just
time in the
expensive.
Middle Ages are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's like,
Because the Bessemer process hasn't been invented.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just a whole thing.
yeah. So, but yes, my father called these blades to the stars. Before he left, him and I went out exploring in the wilderness, and we found a meteor. And she took a piece of the stone with him and made 2 daggers for me. And she kind of does some tricks with them, spinning around through her fingers, behind her back and through her legs. So yeah,
Neat.
this is the final gift I got from him.
I wonder if I should name my daggers.
Well, he kind of puts the daggers back in her holster. Anything special about them?
They're from my dad.
Well, anything you learned from your dad that's you want to dedicate a dagger name to? I mean, my dad named these because a meteor fell out of the sky and decided to name them to the stars. So, I mean, anything special?
Power.
Alrighty then. Twin power daggers. Has a nice little ring to it. Here. As she turns around the corner, she heads to this tree and takes out an apple. And it's roughly the size of like a water bottle, I guess you could say. It's very awkwardly shaped. That's why I'm gonna. Yeah, I shouldn't say apple. Forget Adam and Eve. Bull crap right there. It's kind of like it's long, like a water bottle, I guess you can say, because that's the only inspiration I'm getting from. Because I have.
No, I'm just imagining an apple that's shaped like a water bottle.
I know that's
Just got like Dasani carved in.
And it has this. Every once in a while, as she holds it up in the light, like purpose, she like kind of raises it in the sunlight. You get like some golden tinge in it sometimes as it passes through the light, and she tosses it to you. Best fruit you'll ever have in your life. Try it.
I will happily munch down on the fruit because I'm way too trusting. I'm a child.
It's sweet, almost like honey. It's absolutely divine. And she takes down one for herself. Yeah. Never. She's like, as she bites down the apple, looking at you, enjoying it. I can't believe I'm relating to a 10-year-old.
Our paths are pretty similar.
Yeah. Huh. So yeah. She's kind of taken it back on how like relatable this conversation is. Yeah. How did you like? I don't understand. Like, you're a 10-year-old girl. Why are you out here in the wilderness killing and it's a bunch of killing here and murder and Just a
Mm,
little girl.
One day when I lost my dad, I was hungry and I was afraid. And when a person was walking by, I touched him and he died. And I took his money to survive.
Oh my god. So you just touched them and they died?
Yeah,
You just no.
I'll kind of like flash the eyes of Maine.
Normally you would get like a fearful response out of people, like not because they know what it is, but that's freaky or whatever. But she kind of like tilts her head inquisitively at it. Like you saw Gil's reaction to it, he freaking flipped, and she like just tilts her head inquisitively. Interesting. Huh. You're a peculiar little girl, Jane, goodness gracious. Well then, it's
Art used to call me that. I don't know what it means though. You gotta remember, I'm like 10 and I have no education. My history has no modifier. There's no.
He's like, well then, yeah. Well, it's almost our hour's almost up. We should go head out for dinner. And
Okay.
She kind of leads.
I'll kind of
you
get up.
Yeah, she kind of leads you out of the way of the garden. Everyone else, the guards, have kind of interrupted your private time and says, "Alrighty, it's time for dinner." And they lead you outside the palace house, kind of near the back, near the garden. So Jan, Maya's kind of like, instead of you'd see like a natural exit, like, oh, that's the way out, because it's got a grand look to it. It continues down like somewhat like a hidden path, and she leads you up with everyone else before a underground tunnel with stairs, with a staircase leading down. And it's nothing but polished marble, and on the walls you see etchings of very nice painted art. And Captain Mazra comes up from the tunnel and says, "Follow me." Hopefully, she kind of looks at all of you. There's a private chamber downstairs. I'll get you some better clothes. Can't have you wearing. Looks at you, chainmail, especially tattered ones.
You know, I could have fixed it, but no one gave me access. You know.
Lady Serling is given explicit. She kind of like immediately.
I know.
fires back.
I know what she
Explicit
said.
orders
That's
to access only the pleasure
that's-
house and exclusively the pleasure
Yup.
house.
Yup. So don't complain about my tattered mail.
I will
If
complain
I
about your
fix
tattered mail, but I will not have Lady Serling insulted by how disgusting you look. And she turns around, and you guys
Okay.
are led to a private chamber where there's. She's gotten some fine clothes. Set up for everyone. Tobias, your set is kind of a little bit tight because you are a giant orc, and they don't get those pretty often. So your clothes is a little skin tight if you try to button it all the way up.
No, I don't button it all the way up, just so that it's not strange.
Not too revealing.
Yeah. Can't let the ladies see my glorious half-orc bod.
You can't let people see the shoulders or else they immediately get turned on.
my
The public
dude,
system taught me.
Dude,
Oh my goodness, I freaking hate North
My
Bay for that.
years
It's just so
of-
stupid. Sorry.
years of physical labor have perfectly sculpted my shoulders.
Hmm.
The ladies swoon within seconds.
So after you guys change something a lot more fancy or appropriate for dinner, you guys are
Cool.
led downstairs into this small chamber, and immediately you guys are all stunned. There is nothing but marble and black granite. The
Ooh.
table itself is it's T-shaped. It's nothing but a giant slab of pure marble. Pure marble. With etching designs around the corner, and on top, black marble and silverware everywhere. You look up, For being underground, you guys have gone underground like a good solid 20 feet. But it's extremely well lit. Off to your left and right, there are marble statues surrounded by glass. There's columns covered in gold and silver. And at the very end of the room, it's just this giant stone. If you guys would like to investigate that, you can.
Nah, I'm good.
Ah,
If it kills me, it kills me.
Gil will go.
I'm
Oh,
interested. I'm
wow.
interested. Oh, okay.
but I'm stupid.
Oh, never mind. I don't have to. Thank you.
Big rock.
Gil will do it.
Big rock.
Damien.
I got a good roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damien, you're like, cool, some nice stone, whatever.
That's a
you're
cool rock.
nice design and whatever. Jan, along with Gil, he kind of like puts you on his shoulder to look at it. You see, it's very etched in to the left. To the left, you see sculpted into the stone, kind of like children into the stone. A face of a woman on the left, and then in the middle, much larger, in the center of a man, and then to the right, a little girl, all with very human human feature. You can assume that they're human, I guess, with that 19 check. And with your investigation, along with you and Gil talking, you kind of figure out this is a coffin.
Oh.
Nice.
So everything else is absolutely gorgeous, and you look behind the coffin. There's an actual running waterfall.
There's a
behind
running
it.
what?
Waterfall.
Running waterfall?
Yeah,
Nah, figures.
running behind it. And as you and Gil investigate, Captain Mazura kind of like steps on the ground twice, and puffs out her chest as Lady Saraline comes down the stairs, dressed in a very beautiful purple dress, with gold and silver highlights. Well, dinner time. As she peers over to see Gil and Jan looking at the stone coffin. Has something piqued your interest over there? Gil,
There's a waterfall.
again,
Good one.
Maya, who's come down the stairs, Lady Saraline, both of them kind of, aww. Yes, there's a waterfall, and Gil's like, yeah, there's a waterfall. This, like I said, she kind of walks over to you, Jan, and Gil. As I said, this is Rosemont Cemeterum Minor. Cemeterum meaning cemetery. This is the burial place of my ancient, I shouldn't say ancient, old rival, the House Rosemont. See, before I became a powerful figure in Crete, I was simply a minor player in a much larger game, and the only one blocking me from becoming what I am today was Mr. Rosemont here. As she touches the man, the etched image of the man. And, well, I normally play myself off as a crafty and tactical person. Mr. Rosemont was quite the fox. And we, let's say, battled it out for nearly 2 years. Murder in the street, burning of buildings, assassinations, counter-assassinations, just on and on. It's a shame if he had just given up by, so many deaths could have been avoided. But, war is war. And, well, he only had one weakness. And she places her hand over the image of a little girl. After his sweet, sweet daughter, Marguerite, was accidentally shoved off a 20-foot building, he
Jeez,
gave up.
That's cold.
He kind of turns around. Why is that cold?
Just something about killing people's children to get to them.
To buy, well,
Then
I was about to say,
No.
yeah, we almost went after that witch.
yeah,
Almost. That's Tobias's answer.
but that
Almost.
wasn't to defeat a person. That was just, mindless.
Yeah, you just wanted to mindlessly kill some innocent civilians that
Sure.
weren't involved with us
Serving no
anyway.
greater purpose.
Hmm.
I mean, think about it. What is worse? Me killing a single child and then ending a conflict that cost the lives of hundreds of people. It was simply to put an end to a means and put myself on top. If I didn't murder this child, who knows? This 2-year war could have lasted 5, and even more people would have died.
This is like the child. The child's just Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Hey,
That's all I can think.
Mhm.
It's like we had to nuke him. We had to.
we had to.
had to
There's
kill
no
this
other
kid.
way.
I mean, it worked.
You can definitely tell the way she's
The U.S.
describing the
bombs
incident.
Hiroshima. Japan doesn't surrender. The U.S. We'll be right back with Double Jeopardy.
You can definitely tell, to translate to our world, she's very much a Machiavellian. For those of you who have read The Prince before, she's very much
Niccolo Machiavelli.
Niccolo Machiavelli. She is one person that
She's read the book.
She's read the book.
She's read the book.
So you can definitely tell she's more in favor of her being on top with order than pure chaos. You rather order be in place. Of course, you rather be in charge of that newfound order, but you rather order nonetheless. So let's just say I was doing Crete a favor by murdering an 8-year-old girl.
Sure.
And of course, after Daddy Dearest lost his daughter, I quickened the pain for him by murdering his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, that was simple.
Hey.
We had Maya over there.
See,
break
in
into-
Orcish tongue, we've got words for that. We got Hiroshima.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Oh,
been a
don't
long
worry,
time, so I
worry,
don't
that
remember
one
what
was
those are.
less gruesome. I simply had Maya over there break into their facilities and murder her in her sleep with her daggers.
Suppose
Maya
that's
kinda-
better than off a roof.
Maya kind of leaning against the wall, kind of does a 2-finger salute, like, heck yeah, I get that. And so after the loss of his daughter and wife, how tragic, I know, Mr. Rosemont, I called him Charlie Rosemont, gave up. And it's tradition in Creek when a powerful man, an oligarch of high rank, surrenders all of his belongings, turn to me. And so he, out in public, drank the cup of poison, relinquished his life, and everything that belonged to him belonged to me.
he drank the Kool-Aid.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
He drank the hot Kool-Aid.
Mm.
And funny enough, I felt really bad. I normally don't. But
Wow.
Mr. Charlie Rosemont, something about him. And so instead of allowing him to be buried in his ancestral home, let's just say he only rested there for 1 day and I did a quick body swap. And now he rests here. This is why
Okay.
it is called Rosemont Ceratorum Minor. Minor because, of course, the major one is at his old residence, where supposedly he rests in peace. But I want to honor those enemies who are quite tenacious. And Mr. Rosemont certainly was. Now, enough about murder. Dinner will now be served. And of course, I'm hoping it involves more talk of murder, but right now I need a glass of wine. As you guys sit down and waiters fully accommodate you, and the centerpiece of this is a giant boar.
Oh.
It takes 4 guards to lift it in here.
Oh wow.
Quite the large lad, as you guys are served a full course meal, ranging from salad and dare I say,
A full course meal in the varying sizes of our characters.
Me.
Like 4 plates for
a giant boar.
What do you mean? That's just a normal sized boar.
Pasta is everywhere. Chicken.
Pasta.
Pasta.
Is there
Lazuli.
garlic bread to go with the pasta?
Oh yes.
Sadly, if they don't go with the pasta, no, it came with the salad.
Oh,
As
what's even the point?
The salad with yeah, the salad came with the garlic bread, and underneath, as you look
What is
under,
this, Olive Garden?
as you look underneath the bowl, you see unlimited breadsticks stamped on it.
Nice.
Unlimited breadstick.
I would like to.
Just what I like.
I would like to eat as far away from everybody while still being respectful to the host. But I
Want as much space as possible for all the
want as
food.
No, I just want as much space as possible.
That's fine, Master. There's multiple chairs and tables. Chairs, sorry. So, like, picking one is just sitting at the table anyway. And at the head of the table, of course, is Cereline. Maya is actually sitting right next to you, Jan, as you're in between Gil and Maya.
Nice.
Damien, you're sitting next to Derek, and Captain Mazra is not eating as she's just standing guard next to Cereline. And after you guys have gotten around, dessert's about to come. Cereline claps her hands 3 times, and all the waiters immediately leave. Dessert will have to be put on hold. I guess a early palate taster. She takes a sip of wine. Now, on to this task that we've going to discuss. So you retrieve your ancient artifact again, and let it be known I do keep my promises. Unless you turn on me, of course. That, however, will not spare you turning your back on me will only encourage my rage. And as you've seen, looking at, she points to the coffin, I have a rule of no bars. And if it means murdering children, kind of like looks at you, Jan, I will murder children to do so. Now, I have a simple problem that can be solved very easily. And luckily, I don't have to use any of my personal bodies to do so because you lot are going to do so. I run the marble quarries in the northern mountains, just roughly 20 miles out of north of Crete. And I would love if I can get it here faster instead of waiting. So I've ordered a trench to be built that runs all the way up to the northwestern gate. The problem is I share the northwestern gate with an unfortunate rival. So my plan is to simply, how do I put it? We'll get to that in a minute. More importantly, I want to get rid of this rival. But he uses high walls and great defenses on above land that I can't penetrate at the moment. So I tried going through the sewers. And sewers are currently infested with rats, so to speak. And let's say I can't move an entire army through the sewers underneath his compound. So what do I plan to do? I plan to use this trench to bring in fresh water. And with the way Creek's sewer system is currently designed, if I get enough water flowing through the streets, it will drain through the sewers, and the rats will be gone. Now, how do I plan to get dozens of gallons of water to the city of Crete? Well, by simply blowing off a water reserve inside the mountains. And from my calculations, it will flow through the trench, hopefully enough water will flow through the streets, and voila, sewers flooded, and I can now send ships downriver easing transportation. And of course, my enemy's high walls will be useless. So all I need you to do to basically blow off a side of a mountain, and water will, and my enemies will be separated from me, and well, whoopsie, my ring, and rats will be taken care of. And now, if you think this is a humanitarian crisis, there's water in the streets. Don't worry, this will provide enough living water for those who don't have access to it.
Wow. Looks
A
like
boating
everything's looking
economy?
up for you.
Yes, of course. And of course, and think about it. You can't accomplish anything without adding a public good to it.
I'm gonna like raise my hand. Yeah.
Yes.
Tobias is strong, but he can't blow up a mountain.
Oh, you are absolutely adorable. Oh, don't worry. I've made a personal concoction explosive to take care of that. Mazra, and she brings out a jar, roughly just about a foot high, and she removes the lid to reveal a very black liquid. And they cover it up again. I call that Blackadder, named after the poisonous snake. My favorite, of course. It's highly explosive. This will be enough to blow through a mountainside. We use it for mining. Master, take it away before some idiot drops a torch on it or something.
I'm really thinking about using a fireball cantrip right now.
Let's just derail the whole campaign. Feels great,
Everyone
man.
just stares at me while I stare at it with murderous intent.
I'm gonna roll.
Just kidding. I'm still eating. I don't care about a barrel.
As Mazur takes it away.
There's wine here.
Simply 2 of these will blow up the water reserve we found. Once the water is free to flow, enough of it will fill the trench and fill the streets of Crete, cutting off my enemies, flooding the sewers, and allowing me, of course, to lower the cost of bringing in very expensive marble and raw precious material. And that's all you have to do, and I'll consider your debt even, and I will give you back your artifact. Simple enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems legit, I guess. You know, drop a few
So-
bombs, literally. Now we're
Stop.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Oh.
Stop.
Any questions, any concerns?
Yeah. How many orcs are we really gonna have to deal with?
Oh, very few orcs live in the mountains. If so, there would be very few. I cleared them out the mountains quite a long time ago.
Oh, cool.
You won't be entering the Badlands, dear. You'll just be going to the mountainside that separates the Badlands from Crete. That's all.
Right. So, yeah, sure. Great.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
you'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would also like to sweeten up the deal just slightly.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm absolutely generous.
Yeah, you're very generous.
I
So
see.
generous, in fact.
I see there are so many benefits for me, and all you get back is an ancient artifact. I'd like to add another reward.
Wow.
Oh, I'm
What a
listening.
gracious-
Can I hang out with Maya again?
Maya immediately freaking blushes. You know what, Maya, you'll be going with her. She absolutely loves you.
We've got a servant on I am slightly less apprehensive about this before.
It's simple. Well, I promise you the greatest honor Crete has to offer.
Oh yeah, and what's that?
It is called gladiators. You will be my gladiators. Simple enough.
Wait.
That's a pretty cool title.
This is my reward.
Yes, living and dying in an arena.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, are we going into an arena or are we just being called the gladiators?
Gladiators is the highest title.
Is it an official
We-
title or Or is it a position?
It's more of a position in Creek. You see,
Oh.
since Creek is run by oligarchs, we have friendly competitions to deter us from more violent actions. So we host gladiatorial games, not just pit fighting, of course. That'd be boring. Everyone would just be picking brutish, idiotic orcs to fight for them, and seeing which one come out on top. Am I wrong,
Yep.
though, looking at you, Tobias?
Well, considering that's kind of how my career. No, you're not.
There are chariot races, performances.
Ponies?
Wait, what?
I am the subject of lots of racial discrimination in this city.
Oh,
Yay.
you can roll a Actually, no, never mind. You can't do so. Do you say that out loud? Is my question, I guess.
I
You
mean,
keep that to yourself.
no, I just keep it to myself.
All right.
Although, really, now that I think about it, I'm just subject to racial discrimination everywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you saying that is like someone saying, "Oh man, everyone always calls me a racist with their 'Make America Great Again,' the
Oh my
Confederate flag on their truck, their
I mean,
Second
yeah.
Amendment right sticker on their truck as well."
Oh my gosh, I go to the KKK meetings twice a month.
I just went once
They've got
because
good barbecue.
listen,
though.
yeah, they've got the great barbecue. I had to get it again. The KKK makes the best ribs. That's actually a comedic piece. It's like, wait, are those KKK ribs sitting in your kitchen? Yeah. Can I have some?
Gracious. Oh my goodness. Gladiators, there'll be chariot races, performance, opera, all between the major oligarchs in Crete. Does it really work to deter us from violent nature? Of course not. That'd be absurd. But it does distract my enemies as they are focused on winning glory and titles, and championships.
Man, you're-
But of course, I don't keep track of all those. I've won a couple of titles, of course, but let's just say since I became a major power after Charlie Rosemont died, I've been limiting my competition, Xing the amount of competitions for quite some time. But of course, there are certain major powers I can't cross yet. So this is a very honored position. You'll have full access to my complex within reason. This includes, as Miss Mazra has told me earlier, access to the blacksmith and weaponsmith. Looking at you, Tobias.
Look, all I want to do is fix my chainmail. I don't care about doing. You know.
It also allows a permanent residence here in Creek, in my pleasure house, with your own personal rooms.
I don't really care. Whatever. I just start mumbling and going back to whatever it is that I do in my spare time.
Drink.
That
Murder.
Cerulean says.
I'm not allowed to here.
Cerulean says in Orcish, "You need to grow up just a bit, don't you?"
Let's
I
be sure than
respond
the
in Orcish.
10-year-old.
All I've been doing since my mother kicked me and my father out was grow up.
Uh-oh.
What if this is all happening in Orcish, correct? Because she's speaking in Orcish.
It's all in Orcish, yeah.
Alright, so you guys are just hearing a bunch of grunting.
Okay.
For the most part.
Orcs
Yes.
being orcs.
Orcs being orcs.
Yeah.
Yes, they bring out gelato ice cream for everyone to enjoy.
Gelato!
Confirmed. This is what I get for going to Italy. I freaking can't stop eating gelato ice cream. It's freaking
Dude,
great.
it's pretty
Gelato is the best. Oh my gosh.
Brandon,
Yes.
I roll up my sleeves to, show some of the arcane tattoos. And in Orcish, I say, see, my mother was a member of the Jagged Tooth tribe up in the Badlands.
You see
father
Maya.
Was the man.
You see Maya grip her two daggers, and Lady Cerulean kind of like grip her cup, not angry or anything, just like this is a
Yeah.
very tense moment. Maya, please, go get my favorite wine out of my room, please. Immediately. And while you're at it, take a sweet stroll, please. And you see Maya still holding on her dagger, giving you a dead eye, Tobias, and slowly leaves the room.
I didn't want to be a half orc. I didn't ask for any of what's happened to me. I simply deal with the cards that I've been given. Perhaps not in the wisest manner, but can you really blame me for that?
Dear, truth be told, I don't care. But for everything for me that I care about to work, I need you to take this gladiatory thing very, very seriously. You see, in Creek, when a gladiator earns enough glory and respect among its people, along with the oligarchs, there's something newfound. So, if you can pride yourself in your killing abilities, the gladiatorial games will help you
I
seize
don't.
that. What do you pride yourself in, dear?
Nothing.
Then this is the perfect way for you to earn it. If you don't want to kill, there are chariot races. If you feel like you're more artistically inclined, there are opera houses and performance and amphitheaters. Or you'll continue wallowing around in the desert following some stupid book.
You cut out
Oh,
pretty hard.
Sorry, she said you can either. She listed off a bunch of activities you can do as a gladiator. Obviously, the horse chariot races, the horse races, the actual gladiatorial bouts and whatnot. Opera. There's a bunch of artistic stuff you can do. And her last thing was you can stay wandering around the desert following some stupid book.
Yeah.
Simply take this opportunity, dear. It's a reward. A free
It's a
home,
reward.
and of course, the protection knowing that you serve the best master in Crete. Now, enjoy your gelato ice cream, and then have a good time. And she goes back and speaking in common, giving more details about the plan. Like, put the Blackadder this way and this way. She goes on and on. For the most part, you guys are allowed to enjoy the rest of the evening in Rosemont Minor. Unless you guys have any questions for her. Yeah. That's Josh thinks of what would a 10-year-old ask.
Yeah.
So you guys have had a very chilling evening.
Yeah.
We can actually take a quick break here.
Alright.
It's
It's late. I would probably just finish off here.
Early in the morning.
That is fair. This was not a combat episode, but you guys got some pretty good rolls.
That's
in.
okay.
Yeah, this is fun. I had a great
love
time.
it.
A lot of
I
lore
learned
building.
so much backstory by like listening in. This is great. I'm here for it.
Alrighty then. So this will be it. Episode I think 3 or
Me and
whatever.
Derek got himself like a lap dance. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I started feminism.
He started the feminist movement in Creek.
Freaking. Like the name of this episode: TED Talks in a Brothel.
I'm just imagining that one like succubus from the Which One of You Degenerates like hand holding like talking like to like this group of like 18 women. that is Damien in my eyes. That is Damien.
That is Damien in my eyes too. Don't worry.
Which One of You Degenerates likes hand holding?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I won't let a man abuse me unless he pays me. Heck yeah!
I love my fierce Amazonian warrior tribe I've created.
Just everyone's passing around pamphlets on the street, asking for like women's suffrage and freaking Crete where there's no voting anyway.
We want to vote. We want to vote.
This is an oligarchy.
If Sarah can, we can too.
I want to put. Oh my goodness! If I'm pregnant, I want days off. Damn it!
Equal pay.
I work at a brothel, so you know the chances are pretty high. I want daycare for my children.
Oh,
Oh goodness!
beautiful. What have I done?
Healthcare
I'm
and
the
daycare
catalyst
for
to a
bastards.
beautiful reaction. What?
Healthcare and daycare for bastards.
Yes.
Well, guys, it's been a good episode. A lot of lore building.
Yeah, I love it. I love episodes
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
cool.
Yeah, we can murder some orcs in the next one. Who cares? Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yay.
Tobias, this has been a feel-good episode. The next
I get to commit fratricide.
I got orange juice.
And garlic bread has been confirmed.
Garlic bread is confirmed too. It's great.
Unlimited
Yay.
garlic bread.
Mimosas.
Now where's my
Vodka.
muffins?
Goodness, Jan travels far and wide, crossing mountain ranges looking for muffins.
Searching for muffins and her mom. That's
In no particular order.
yeah.
You guys met Maya.
Whichever one comes first.
You guys met Maya. Jan, you had a lot of connection with her. Tobias, you had a connection with her because you said 2 evil words that apparently she hates. Jagged tooth.
Oh yeah,
That was nice.
yeah. I know.
You guys got to see some lore of my character.
Heck yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. I really like
Yo.
that. That was cool.
Dude, watch it be my family. Straight up.
Mm.
That's what's gonna end up happening.
Well, it's not like I do stuff to add conflict between an NPC and characters. I don't do that. That'd be silly.
No, never.
That's not how D&D works. You guys.
No.
make
Yeah,
playable-
you just ignore the character lore and you just go mindless drones and kill things. That's how D&D
That's
works.
how D&D
Yeah.
works. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Who cares about lore? We're just here to kill things, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you guys met Serene,
Obviously.
oligarch of Crete.
I'm gonna kill every interesting NPC that comes my way just to fight the DM.
Goodness.
This guy seems important. Stab.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, you're telling me an important
Oh.
plot point? I think you need to die now.
Oh my goodness. Leave Gil just terrified. We're just gonna kill every major NPC except Gil. He goes like, I thought I was a major NPC.
Gil's cool.
Gil's like, hey guys, I'm a major NPC too. No, you're not, Gil. It's just in the corner. We're killing
Ah.
real NPCs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
oh,
you
boy.
No,
and
that
you.
means we would kill Slave Boy. He's
Oh,
my
no.
important NPC.
Is he major NPC?
He's my major NPC.
Let it be known, if I could write this down, Derek Greenaxe, greatest DLC of all time. I was not expecting him to become a full-on freaking character.
I
Yeah.
love him. And he got lady friends. He's growing up. I'm so proud of
He's
my little
26.
slave boy. He's growing up.
He's growing up.
He was too
I
scared to
wouldn't,
talk
I
to
wouldn't
women
say he has
before.
lady friends. I just say that he went to.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, we'll let the cat.
He's a pay to win type of guy when it comes to women.
He's EA's best friend.
Ow.
He's EA and Fortnite's best friend.
Oh no.
Derek
Oh,
is that type of gamer. Oh my gosh, Josh, he's the whale in FGO.
No. Dude, your friend is still going strong
Yes,
in that
he is.
game.
Oh, FYI, when I get the chance, he will be our first guest.
Oh, cool.
And he will.
Wait.
I'll meet the mega whale. Is what you're telling me?
You will meet the super ultra mega whale.
Oh, cool.
He is.
I can't wait to ask him why.
Why? Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's a lot of things we've learned. Sarah Lane, Rosemont, how they're freaking dead.
I need to get some cooler daggers. That's what
Cool.
I'm learning.
Yeah, got freaking
Don't worry,
the power daggers now. I like it.
Yeah.
TED Talks and freaking emotional scarring for Tobias. That's really good.
Yeah. Tell you what.
Alright, I'm going to bed.
Orc society is
All right.
very
Good night,
night.
Grace.
Good night,
Nice.
everyone.
Bye.